It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. This is a special live broadcast speaking of the events that just occurred in California. We're going to go over some things that happened to Dutchsinse and some other things going on right as we speak. This may not be the last earthquake, so we are going to tell you what the experts are warning. We'll be right back. All right. So, first off, if you are completely unaware, my name is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. I run a live call-in show, usually around 4 to 5 days a week, and we also cover urgent news that we feel is important for everyone to know. On our live show, we go over all sorts of topics. And again, this show, every single article and even Twitter link that we are going to show is going to be linked at our website, marfooglenews.com. And you can actually click on this thumbnail and you will be able to access any information that we go over today. So we do not leave you in the dark as far as taking things out of context. We make sure that you have all of the information that we do. This is something that, as you may know, I have been going over for now over a year and a half, publicly saying that we need to prepare for the Cascadia subduction zone and earthquakes in general on the West Coast. We have the San Andreas, we have the Cascadia subduction zone, we have several other faults, including the Seattle fault, which is going to be a big one in itself, several in California other than the San Andreas that everybody talks about. And this was a very odd earthquake. We're going to go over some of the things that have been said, some of the weird theories out there, because this actually, the epicenter was right around a base of one sort. In fact, wanted to go over some of the things that people are saying that this might be possibly man-made, but I did want to go over some of the facts around that because the largest man-made underground explosion that the military has talked about was only capable of making about a 4.0 earthquake. So I don't know if that's exactly even, something legible. We have experts saying that this might not be the last one. In fact, the first expert said it was a 5% chance of a larger one hitting. And then, of course, after the 6.4, a 7.1 hit. Now they are saying that it released pressure, but it didn't go anywhere. So this might not be the end of this shaking. Now, people are experiencing this all over. I'm going to show you some videos, in fact, really crazy videos, all the way, from people's pools to, a bald eagle reservation, tree shaking, 70 feet up in the air. This has been quite a few days for California, and I am so absolutely amazed and so happy that we have no deaths to report as of now. Now, this was a 7.1. To put that in perspective, millions of dollars of damage in Seattle, and that was like a 6.6 or a 6.7 in 2001. And that, people could see the roads basically waving. So this 7.1, each point is times stronger. So you're talking about an entire point it can be several times bigger. The difference between a 9.0, which is Cascadia subduction zone, will be, is hundreds times stronger than the 7.0. So I'm going to show you guys. There's some weird things around this that kind of point to the fact that they might believe that this is not over. Again, it released pressure, but it did not move anywhere. People like Dutchsinse are saying that this, we possibly could even have a bigger one. I'm going to talk about Dutchsinse here in a minute. Something very unusual happened to him as well that he is tweeting about. Naval weapons base near quake's epicenter closed for safety inspections. Now, not only that, other bases are actually evacuated as of now. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But it does say, as Southern California dealt with the impact of Friday's evening magnitude 7.1 earthquake, an important U.S. Navy facility near the quake's epicenter was still dealing with the impact of Thursday's 6.4 trembler in the area. Now, mind you, the 6.4 that happened was the strongest in 20 years. Let's see here. I've got the article here. Let's see. This is actually going over earthquake aftershocks could last months or even years, scientists say. The aftershocks from the July 4th magnitude 6.4 will probably go on for months, if not years. Now, this was actually dated right before the 7.1 hit. So after the 7.1, they say that they are expecting even more aftershocks. People in Las Vegas were reporting. In fact, my wife was saying that her cousin and her aunt ended up saying that they felt it in Las Vegas and all the way in North California. So this is something that is widespread. You're talking about multiple states feeling tremors. Of course, as you guys know, this was the second earthquake. It says a powerful earthquake rocked Southern California for the second time in as many days on Friday. So in 2 days, 2 earthquakes. The magnitude 7.1 hit about 11 miles from Ridgecrest, the town in Kern County, which was very close to the epicenter of magnitude 6.4 quake that was felt on Thursday. What I thought was funny is this is in Kern County, where just about 7 or 8 months ago, I did a video on, they did a false alert to the entire Kern County and said that they were going to evacuate the entire county. Then it went through news. It went through the local news, actually reported that the entire county was being evacuated. And then all of a sudden, they said it was a mistake. Now, if you don't remember that, that is actually very far back in my videos on this channel, but I actually went over the fact that that was right after the Hawaii and after the Japan false missile scare and all these other things. So a lot of these false alerts have been going out ever since Hawaii of last year. Now, this was in the same exact area as that false alert that was about to evacuate the entire county. You're talking 1 million plus people. And as well, this was located in a very odd spot. Now, Dex, I don't know if you're taking calls yet. We are going to take calls only from people that have experienced this, were directly involved. So nobody from New York or something saying that their cousin felt it. Only folks that have personally experienced this are welcome to call in at 224400MARF. Of course, this is a live show. Dex, are you there?
Hi, Adam. I am here.
Okay, so you're probably busy with the phones, but I just wanted to let people know and do a quick mic check with you. Do we have calls yet? I'm assuming since the number is up, they are coming in.
The number's starting to ring. I've got to talk to a few folks and make sure they're in the area.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll come back to Dex here in a minute. We'll get back to that. I'm going to show you some videos right now of what this looked like, and I'm going to try to carefully go through this so we don't violate anything here. So I am going to go full screen, but I'm going to keep it in the Twitter window so we don't step on anyone's toes. So this... it says the sounds of clanking metal roared through the Home Depot in Ridgecrest as the 7.1 magnitude earthquake jolted Southern California on Friday. So I'm going to replay this with sound. Now, of course, let's see here. Now, this is a backyard pool during second earthquake to hit California in days. This one, a magnitude 7.1, Ridgecrest, California. Again, this is really odd that this was the area that they had that false alert that, again, was a total mistake. Now we have a video. My dad's liquor store in Ridgecrest. I don't know why I have a problem saying that. 11 miles from the earthquake. That is a lot of busted booze. So now I'm going to show you, there's a few more here, but I wanted to go over the fact that there were no deaths in this occurrence, and that is absolutely amazing. I've seen people on Twitter saying, "Oh, it was only a 7.1." A 7.1 is absolutely humongous. So I don't understand. Those folks have no idea about the strengths of different earthquakes. A 7.1, just to put it into perspective, they said the Nisqually quake that happened to us in 2001 was about 20 seconds long, and that 20 seconds felt forever. They said if that was just a couple points higher, if that was a 7.0 and lasted 60 seconds, it would have destroyed our entire waterfront. The actual now torn down aqueduct would have fallen in. There would have been fires. All of the historic piers would have basically just crumbled off and fallen, while the rest of the hill would have came down on all of downtown Seattle. That's how strong that was. And if it was even stronger, just by a couple points, it would have destroyed the entire Seattle downtown waterfront. So 7.1 is huge. I am so happy that I can report that there weren't even major injuries. But again, experts are saying that this might not be the end. So I'm going to try to pull that up here in a second. I'm going to show you guys some more videos here. Gas explosion at a shopping center, and I actually have, I believe, video of that as well. A gas explosion at shopping center in Plantation, several hurt. So this was one of the places where people were actually injured. It says police and firefighters are investigating an explosion at a Florida shopping plaza that injured multiple people. The explosion happened Saturday morning at a shopping center in Plantation, west of Fort Lauderdale in Broward County. The blast sent large pieces of debris about 100 yards across the street. So we actually added this in here because people believe that there were some sort of tremors that happened in Florida. We haven't confirmed or denied that. We have also had shaking in Las Vegas, shaking in Washington. We had a 6.1 off of Vancouver. So there's just a lot of really odd things happening right now. This is the video of the Florida explosion, which I don't know if we can even confirm that. Some people say that this was actually rocked by a somewhat a weird tremor that was in Florida, which they don't have these kind of things. So I don't want to say anything yet until we have more information on that. Strongest earthquake in 20 years rattles Southern California. The strongest earthquake in 20 years shook a large swath of Southern California and parts of Nevada on Thursday, rattling nerves on the July 4th holiday and causing some injuries and damage in a town near the epicenter, followed by a swarm of ongoing aftershocks. Now, this is about the 6.4 magnitude quake struck at 10:33 a.m. on July 4th in the Mojave Desert. This is the odd part, too. About 150 miles northeast of Los Angeles, near the town of Ridgecrest, California. Multiple injuries and 2 house fires were reported in the town of 28,000. Emergency crews were also dealing with small vegetation fires, gas leaks, and reports of cracked roads, said Kern County Fire Chief David Witt. He said 15 patients were evacuated from Ridgecrest. Very odd. And again, I think I can pull up real quick the video that I'm talking about. It's just super weird because it's almost like it was looking forward in time. Let's see. Kern County Marfoogle. Again, this was an older video. Let's see if news. False alert. Let's see here. Kern County. Let's add Kern County. I don't know if you guys remember this. I'm going to zoom in right here. There was a Alaska tsunami alert. There was all sorts of weird alerts. There was a Florida tsunami alert, a false alert. So it's just kind of weird that all of these things have happened here. Let's see here. Let me see. Kern County. This is it. I don't know if there's going to be audio. I actually talk about the bases. But I also wanted to remind you guys that there was some weird action around that same area, around that same base. So I did want to bring that up for a second. That was kind of off the cusp here. We're going to check back in with Dex here in a second. Let's see here. But let's see. Show you some of these other earthquake videos here.
Adam and Dex, there's some sound issues on the videos that you're playing.
Okay, can you check if... Are you saying that there's no sound, or is it scratchiness? Bear with me, guys. This is a live show, so we have a lot of different things happen. As long as if it's... I'm hoping it's no sound, if anything. If it's scratchiness, which I heard before, that would be absolutely horrible. So I can play them without sound at least. Then people won't be crawling out of their skin. Water sloshed out of a Ridgecrest pool as a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck near the area Friday night. The trembler was 10 times stronger than the 6.4 magnitude quake on 4th of July. So these exponentially go up. I mean, this is insanity. Of course, no sound on this, which I hope is better than horrible sound. Truly terrifying moments during second earthquake in California, Ashton Taurus, Ridgecrest, California. Look at how much that's swaying. That means, think about what it takes to get the blinds moving like that. That is crazy. Let's see here. Just to show you one more time. That means a planet, the Earth underneath, is moving enough to make the blinds go that far across. That's a lot of movement. And then we have in LA, this of course was Santa Ana, California. So this was felt really far away. And look at that lady chowing down. Did you see that? Holy moly. This lady's like, she's part of the Clean Plate Club. Look at this. Watch her. She's down in the lower right-hand corner. She's like, well, I better eat and go. Wow. Some people. That's incredible. The sounds of clanking metal roared through Home Depot at Ridgecrest 7.1. I don't want to play it because I don't want to kill you guys with the sound. LA earthquake had my guitar shaking like crazy last night. So this is in LA. So people as far as LA were feeling this. This wasn't just Kern County. And again, so a lot of people are talking about it. It says preliminary magnitude 6.6 earthquake has jolted SoCal. It struck about 11 miles northeast of Ridgecrest at 10:33 a.m. People have been sending me like left and right. It said this struck within the sprawling Naval Air Warfare Center Weapons Division at China Lake. Now, sorry to say that there's, anything there, and I just hate to question what's going on here, but again, people are thinking, did they test something like an underground weapon? Did something happen there? They, of course, are now evacuating that same base. In fact, multiple bases. Strongest earthquake in years. Again, this was the one in the last 20 years. Shake alert LA. Here's why a 6.4 earthquake didn't trigger an alert from Los Angeles early warning system. So obviously the shake alert thing did not work. It says a 6.4 earthquake rattled Southern California, yet no public early warning system alerts were sent out. Now, is that weird? Is it because it only reads the kind of signals from an actual earthquake and this might have been something else? I don't know. The Shake Alert LA app is an earthquake early warning system that detects significant earthquake activity and is supposed to alert residents 48 seconds before the shaking hits. But after Thursday's 6.4 earthquake hit, many people who had downloaded the app were wondering why they didn't receive a notification. Seismologist Dr. Lucy Jones said the Shake Alert computer system at Caltech's Seismic lab registered a 48-second warning that shaking had begun, but the warning signal did not go out to the public. When the Shake Alert system works correctly, sensors placed by the U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, survey in certain fault lines detects the earthquakes. Alerts that work much like an Amber Alert are sent to the mobile phones across the area. So what happened? Robert Graves with the USGS said the early morning system actually worked as designed. He explained why scientists at Caltech received a warning, but not the public. So that's kind of an utter fail. If they could have actually warned people, luckily nobody perished, even though they did not get this alert, which people are, they're spending millions of dollars on these programs. You would think they would work. I did want to show you guys, we are linking at least one of the two ones here, if we're not going to link both. These are 10 earthquake apps that you can download, tracker apps for Android. We're not, dealing with them, but this is a link so you can actually track them on your phone. Again, this is just to help you guys track these things. There will be links there. They're all free apps on the Android store. Not one in specific that I recommend, but I use Earthquake Tracker Pro, and I think I pay $4 or something for mine. Again, let's see here. I guess, Dex, do we have callers right now?
Yes, Adam, I do have a caller if you're ready to take a call.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally ready. Let me do my my quick thing here, just so we don't get in trouble. Nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's opinion, or anyone who helps the show, including the mods. So you should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. But as far as this stuff goes, this is all, we aren't, usually we talk about any kind of left, right, middle, we cover articles from all over the place. So here, this is a real earthquake. I think people need to prepare. Dex, I guess who is up first?
Hey, Adam, I've got Jay coming up next.
Okay, Jay. Let me see here. Let me see which one I'm going to do this on. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go to this real quick, and we're coming back with Jay on the phone. Okay, perfect. Jay, you are live on Marfoogle TV.
Hey, what's going on, Marfoogle?
What is going on? So you were here, or you were in Kern County when this happened?
I live 2 hours away from Kern County. I don't think they understand how severe the earthquake was, because they're only looking in the main parts and not seeing how far it actually went. I even have friends that live like 6 hours away from where I am that felt it.
Well, they said
So
that
this wasn't like
they felt it in Las Vegas. I mean, we're talking really far away.
right, but what is crazy is because before the big earthquake in San Francisco, there was earthquakes here in the Central Valley. And that's what they're not telling people as well. So, like the one that I felt yesterday was insane. It was insane. I was in the bathroom. I was in the safest place of the house, but it was crazy.
Now, did anything fall in your house? I mean, you were 2 hours away and you felt this thing. So obviously you were okay, but you're saying 2 hours distance away, you felt it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it didn't really mess up anything in my house, but down the street, a house caught on fire. There was a gas leak. So I mean, it rocked this town. It really did. There's no casualties, thank God, but like it did a lot of damage. Like it really did.
Now, did it wake you up a little bit? Did you? I mean, are you prepared for this kind of thing? If it hit you directly?
Oh, I've always been prepared. If you live in California, you have to be prepared at all times. All times.
Well, I'm
Because
glad
they don't really give you a warning. There's no siren for a tornado or anything. When an earthquake happens, it happens. There's no alert, no website, no nothing. They say these apps work, but they don't. So really, there's no definite answer of when one of these things could actually happen.
Well,
because not everyone's going to be on their phone. Not everyone's going to be watching TV.
Exactly.
It took Fox News almost 25 minutes to report it.
Well, it took New
that's
York.
How crazy it was.
The New York Times, I think, an hour and 25 minutes. A bunch of people didn't report this until 2 hours in. So I was surprised that we got a lot of comments saying that we covered it before some of the main news. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what's going on here. I wondered why he was. Let's see. Okay, something happened there. Dex, let's see. Let's just drop that one. Let's see. Okay, Dex, I'm gonna switch units here. I'm gonna get you on Discord on the other phone.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna drop you here, and then I'm gonna pick you up over on the other one. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. This is live. Okay. Okay, Dex, do I have you back? Okay. All right. 1 sec. Let's see here. With that. Boom. Okay, Dex. Do we have you?
Hi, Adam.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
All right,
Can
cool.
you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. All right, now I don't know what happened, but it was switched between the two. Who's up next? Do you have anybody else?
Hey, Adam, right now I do not have a caller from somebody that was actually in the event.
Okay, so the thing is we are only taking calls from folks that were there. We're not gonna take normal calls from our normal show. We always get those no matter what kind of topic we're on. Nothing against you guys. We are going to do a normal show later, but this one we wanted to make sure that everybody that possibly could be knowing. Let's see. I'm trying to find the what the experts are saying as far as the next one. Let me see if I can pull this up. Again, stuff in Yellowstone is going off. Let's see here. I'm actually going to pull this up real quick. Bam. And again, all of these articles, everything plus more. We can't even cover all of this in one video. Is going to be on marfooglenews.com, and then you can actually reach all of this. Let's see here. This is 11% chance of another huge earthquake in Southern California, scientists say. The odds of Southern California will experience another earthquake of a magnitude 7 or greater in the next week are now nearly 11%. According to preliminary estimates from seismologists. There's about a 1 in 10 chance. Remember, after the 6.4, there was a 5% chance that they could have something larger. Now it's a 1 in 10 chance. So before it was 1 in 20 chance, now it is a 1 in 10 chance that they could have another 7 or greater. Some are saying that they could have anywhere from a 5 to an 8.0. If an 8.0 hits, I don't believe we will be as lucky to have no deaths. An 8.0 is not just like one little point bigger. That's 100 times stronger, or something like close to that. Because if the 0.5, or maybe it was about 20 times or 30 times stronger. I don't know what it was exactly equal out to, but it is a much, much bigger earthquake. It says more likely is that the Owens Valley will experience another tremor of magnitude 6 or greater. The odds of that are slightly greater than 50-50. So basically a 1 out of 2 chance that they're going to have another 6.0 plus. And more quakes of magnitude 5 or greater are a near certainty. It would be extremely unusual if we did not have another 5 over the coming week. So, I mean, they're basically guaranteeing that there's going to be more seismic activity. It's just the size of it is what we are looking for. So people need to be prepared. Obviously, like the gentleman Jay that we just had on here, he's from that county. He's from the state. So you guys are prepared, right? Well, I don't think everybody is. It says, yes, if you live there, everyone needs to be, but that doesn't mean everybody is. Now, if you imagine a major one that knocks down the power grid for the entire West Coast, that is going to be a different story. And if the Cascadia hits, or if something like this triggers that, which, mind you, we had activity on the Cascadia subduction zone right in the middle. We had a 6.1 up in Vancouver just 2 days ago. Then we had a 7.1 and a 6.4 at the bottom down in that fault line. So we are having a lot of unusual activity. People have been reporting. I actually went on Twitter and I said, if your dogs or cats or animals are acting strange, including horses, please let me know. And we have those. We have messages from a lot of people in Oregon said everything was quiet. But then yet people from Washington and from California were saying the opposite. So I thought that was kind of odd. Oregon is really going to be the center and the worst affected part. So just wanted to do this special episode to cover some of the details and more of the things that are going on, so everybody knew every fact about this. Again, with the Naval Air Force thing, I think it's very, very odd. I think people should look into this. I think that the Marfoogle family should definitely do some research and see, exactly where this thing was. This was the eagle I was talking about, the Big Bear Bald Eagle Nest Cam. and this is the moment that the earthquake hit it. You can see him crawling around. This is like 60, 70 feet up in the air, way, way up there, and this thing's shaking like crazy. Again, if you can't see that, this was right when the earthquake hit.
Adam, while you're playing that video, I do have Dory available.
Okay, perfect. Send her over. Red Rover, Red Rover. Let's see. Hello, Dory. You are live on Marfoogle TV. What's going on?
Hi, Adam. This is Dory, doing really well. I have some information. I'd like to share my experience with what I felt. Both earthquakes in the Riverside area. I've lived in Fresno for many, many years and have been around earthquakes that have happened in Santa Cruz area, Coalinga, the Bay Area, and we always seem to feel the movement. And I found it really interesting because on the 6.4 earthquake that happened first that we felt, it felt like somebody was kicking my bed, almost like it could have been an explosion that kept going, that kept hitting one time after another. I've never felt that before. Now, the one that was the 7.1 was completely different, and I'm not sure if what happened on the 6.4 triggered the 7.1, but the 7.1 was more familiar. It had more of a rolling feeling, like my house was rocking.
Well, so people said, in fact, I'm pulling up right now, that it sounded like an explosion. I'm going to mute this so we don't hear the sound. Let's see. There was quite a few people. In fact, I would have loved for these folks to be calling in. Obviously, I don't do a show at this time. And by the way, I'm going to talk about Dutchsinse here in a second. Very, very disturbing thing happened to him. He is obviously one of the few that are going, doing this kind of prediction work. But people said that it sounded like an explosion. Did you hear an audible sound, or did you just feel it? Okay.
I just felt it. Like, I'm in Fresno. We probably are 3.5, 4 hours away from Riverside.
Well, like, so Wolf Bear 7 says, I sure felt it. The wave came from Canada and triggered the quake in South California. So unless the energy doesn't go east, LA may be next. I'm in the middle of nowhere, 5 miles from the San Andreas Fault, but in a single-story wood-framed house. So I'm lucky that that even if an 8 strikes, I'd be okay through my house. Might not stay put. Be aware.
I believe that. I believe that because my house rocked on that 7.4. I could hear the wood in my frame squeaking.
Well, there's all sorts of action everywhere, and you can tell like what people are actually, everybody is talking about this because, people are expecting the entire West Coast to go. Now, what exact area are you in Kern County then, or are you away from Kern County?
No, we are above Kern County by 2 hours, and we're in Fresno County.
So people, this was, I don't know if a normal earthquake should be felt that far away, or at least, I guess a 7.1 would be big enough that you would. But this is being felt from everywhere.
6.4. Yeah, that 6.4 I felt, and it felt like somebody was kicking my bed, and there was nobody in bed with me, and I was watching television, and it was like maybe there was an explosion, that because it just kept one after another, and I've never felt an earthquake feel like that in my life. and like I said, I've been here for 40 years, and that was a completely different feeling than any earthquake I felt.
So you're saying you've been through multiple earthquakes, and this did not feel like a normal earthquake? Like it was a different motion, or how?
Absolutely, it was almost like we felt the repercussions of several explosions. I would say, if I had to count them, there were probably 6 or 7 explosions that moved and almost, it didn't shake my bed. It's like jerked to the bed, like it was being kicked.
Okay, wow, that would be terrifying. Well,
well, it was terrifying. The 7.1 was scarier because my house was moving, but this one was like it was different. I'm not a scientist, but it was a completely different experience than I've ever felt in 40 years.
Well, I just think it's really weird this happens right out 4th of July. We've all been talking about this. July 2nd, I want to say it was July 2nd, we had all of these different countries doing emergency defense meetings. And then on July 4th, we feel this thing, and it's epicentered at a naval base.
Exactly.
It's just really weird.
They say it was, I've been following this whole thing all week anyway because of the 4th of July celebration. I've been watching all of the different YouTube channels to get my information. I never watched the regular TV. But when that happened and it was 10 feet deep in front of that weapon, underground weapon station, the first thing I thought of was, wow, who's doing it? Is it the deep state doing it, or is it something that the administration did to offset something they were planning? You never know,
Well, something definitely happened. Thank you so much for calling in, Dory, and I'm praying for your safety. And again, just because you're 2 hours away from the epicenter, that one doesn't mean something can't happen next to you, or just be prepared. And everybody.
Yeah, I'm further away than 2 hours. I'm 4 hours away.
Okay, that's incredible. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Everybody's praying for you, I'm sure. Thank you so much. You have a great night, Dory.
You're welcome.
Okay. Real quick, I want to just say thank everybody. Look at this. So, a gentleman says, I'm in Ridgecrest where the earthquake was. This is our crowd, right? This is on my video covering the 6.4. It says I'm in Ridgecrest where the earthquake was. Look at how many people. I mean, just people on top of people on top of people on top of people commented on this and said that they hold on, we've got a call. Said that, thank God. Okay. Hey, John X Army, you're live, man.
On the earthquake. Dude, the story just blew up. Where are you? Hello?
Hey, we're live. I'm on my live show covering it, so tell me where we're going.
Okay, go to Lingam. Type Lingam in Google. Lingam. Lingam. A symbol of divine generative energy, especially a phallus or phallic object worship as a symbol of Shiva. Dude, there's a huge lingam right in China Lake where the earthquake just hit. They're using frequency and vibration to cause the earthquakes. I don't know who they are. Dude, Reddit just went viral with the story. We've shared the coordinates and everything. Shoot, play my video, dude. Go to my video right now. You'll see all the pictures. Or watch my video privately right now. I just went live. I showed the lingam in the desert with the Google satellite map coordinates so you can find it. I showed the definition of lingam, and I showed what a lingam is. Okay?
All right. Well, with your permission, I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to get this caller while we do that. So hold on.
Okay. I'm going to come to your channel and watch my video on your channel. Dude, your viewers are going to be absolutely blown away, dude. Someone's making these earthquakes with this lingam in the desert.
Supposedly, allegedly, purportedly. Okay.
Allegedly.
Yes. Okay, let's get, we'll play this. Let me get this caller before we drop him. Okay. Thanks, John.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
All right, I'm coming to your channel. Bye.
All right, bye. Hello, you are live on Marfoogle TV. Is this Bastion?
Yes, it is.
Hey, so were you there? Are you in Kern County?
No, I'm in the Central Valley, but I felt it.
So you're in Central Valley. How far away is that from Kern County, would you say?
Oh, yeah, I mean, pretty similar to what everyone else has been saying, about 2 hours-ish, give or take.
Wow. So it seems like more people are calling in that felt it outside of the area than in. I guess one question to ask is, I wonder if their internet's down or if there's a lot of people that, I saw a lot of people comment saying that they were there. I just think it's kind of odd that we're not getting any calls from folks that are in that county when I know we have a ton of people in Kern County, especially from when I did that Kern County video. So many locals from there let me know about, what was going on and kind of the weird stuff at the base. So how did it feel to you? Did it feel like have you been through earthquakes before?
Well, the most frequent earthquakes I've felt are usually super, super little. I mean, you almost don't notice them in every, day-to-day life. But the most recent one, the one in the 6 range was, it was pretty easy to go through. Closet just shook a little bit and it wasn't too much. But the 7.1 was pretty interesting because it was just after 8, I think. And I was eating dinner and I looked to my right and I see picture frames start shaking. Chandeliers started swaying. My dad and I went outside, looked around, everything seemed fine. It wasn't until today I go out by the pool and I noticed some more cracks by the pool and the ground. I mean, it looked like it did some stuff, even though it didn't feel super strong. So it was pretty interesting.
Well, the earth was definitely shaking. I mean, we're talking about, we have at least, I mean, you're on the opposite side then. So you're down, are you below Kern County then?
No, above it. Just
Okay.
above it.
So we've got people south and north 2 hours at least, or 2 to 4 hours away, saying that they felt this thing. So you're talking about, people 5 hours away from each other are feeling the same thing. Like, this is kind of nuts. Well, Bastion, is there anything you want to add before you go?
I know I answered everything. Thank you, though, Mark.
All right. Thank you, Bastion, and you have a great day, okay?
All right, you too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Dex, I don't know. I know you've got John lined up. Is that John X Army or is that a different John? Let me see here. John just called the regular phone. I can't listen to this at the same time, so let me see what I can do. I think I can. I don't Dex, can you please monitor to see if the sound is okay? I don't know if there's something wrong with the input or something, but let's try this. Something's going on. Hold on. Let's just make sure we've got all of these closed down so there's no extra audio. Don't want that. Damn. Lots of craziness. What do you guys think about what John X Army just said? I've never heard of lingam, so we're going to look at that. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to take this call real quick, and we no audio on video. Hold on here. What is going on here? Okay, 1 sec. Don't worry, John. I'll get the audio working.
Hey.
Uh,
Adam, it's Dex.
hey, what's going on? So the video's not working, huh?
Telling you the audio's not working. Yeah, audio's not working, and I can't talk to you on our line either.
Okay, okay. So this is where I want to bring up something. I want to bring up the fact that Dutchsinse was streaming this stuff. He actually got swatted, and he didn't believe that it was just like some sort of weird fan. He even says on Twitter, I'm gonna actually pull this up, what he says about this. So let's see here. This is kind of weird. It's everybody that is actually covering kind of the other sides of this is having all sorts of issues. So hold on. Let's see. Is it under 7.6 or earthquake? It's probably under 7.6. Okay, so this is Dutchsinse. Let's see here. Bam. So this is what Dutchsinse ended up tweeting out. Someone just had tried to have my wife and I, quote, swatted / killed. Couple problems with that. One, we don't have a home phone at this address. Can't believe they just tried to get me shot. I'm going to see if I can get a copy of the 911 call. So that's what Dutchsinse said. So somebody actually tried to have them swatted. I don't know if it was, if it was happened or not, but Dutchsinse is somebody who literally spends all of his time monitoring these earthquakes. Everybody on YouTube knows Dutchsinse. And by the way, Dutchsinse called this down to the T, down to the area. And apparently there's a lot of different groups. In fact, he's been gone after by New Zealand. The New Zealand actual government has, basically told him that they will take him down. There's been all sorts of weird stuff with happened to Dutchsinse. So I do pray that he's okay and that his family's okay. Again, swatting somebody is a huge, now people get years in prison. They actually just threw the book at somebody, 14 years in prison for swatting somebody on playing Fortnite. So that's a serious offense, not something to be joked about, because people have been killed. People have been shot, no questions asked. It depends on what the call is on what happens. So let me see if I can... I guess let's see if there's another way I can do this. There was actually some good audio here. Hold on. Let me see if Dex, are you live with me right now?
Yes, Adam, I'm still here on the phone.
Okay, so you monitor it and see if it's going to play now. I'm going to try one thing.
On Reddit, everybody needs to see this.
It was there, but it was a little grainy, very grainy.
Again, Dex, it is working, right?
It did for a second, and then it's sounding bad.
Okay, so...
And it went out, and I don't hear anything now at all.
Okay, so we're just going to give up on this. John, I'm going to send everybody your way. So after this, we're about to end this, unless we have another live caller. If anybody wants to go over...
more calls.
Okay, so after this, head over to John X Army's channel. I'm going to look into this, and then maybe me and John will do like a dual stream or something. I don't know. Is this lingam causing the earthquake? Some sort of frequency thing? I don't know. Again, I'm finding out about this live. Apparently, this is going viral on Reddit. So I'm going to take the next call, and then, I'm not going to try to fix the sound issues here live. All right. Let's see here. All right, Dex, you can send over the next caller. Hello, you are live on Marfoogle TV. Is this John?
Yeah. Hey, Adam. How you doing?
Good. So, were you in Kern County when this went down?
Yeah, we live in Palmdale, which is like 90 miles away from Ridgecrest. We felt it pretty good.
And did things shake around, or how big did you think it was? If you didn't see the news, how big would you think that this earthquake was?
It was pretty big, bigger than the ones. I mean, I was in the North Ridgecrest, and that was pretty big, and this was pretty comparable to that one.
So, well, actually, I've never, I'm not from California, so I guess, was this something, where were you guys at? Was your family okay? Was everybody doing something, or?
Yeah, we were all inside our house. We foster and rescue dogs, so we have a bunch of dogs, and it's really hard to figure out what you're going to do with your dogs when big earthquake hits, because our family knows to take safety, but the dogs were freaking out. So the first thing we did, we were downstairs. We have a 2-story house. Thank God we were downstairs. We just opened the back door, and all the dogs ran out to the backyard because that's what they're used to doing. So I think that was the best call for us.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? This is a perfect call. So how many dogs would you say that you have?
We have anywhere between like 5 and 10. Right now we had 6. So
now, did they act weird before the incident? Did you notice anything weird about how they were acting? 6 dogs. There's a pretty good chance
actually, they all started barking, and we just thought they were playing with each other, but they were kind of going crazy a couple seconds right beforehand. And we were looking around, and all of a sudden our windows are shaking, our blinds are shaking. So then we figured out, oh man, this is.
So they were an early warning. How many seconds before did they start barking? Like only a couple seconds, or?
Everything kind of happened so fast. It probably took me 5-10 seconds to realize that's odd. They're all starting to play out of nowhere. Then it happened. So we opened the door and we just all ran to the backyard where it was pretty open. We got a pretty big backyard. So I was like, this is probably the safest place for them to be and us at that point in time, in case our house fell on us. We don't know how. It seemed like it lasted quite a while.
Yeah, no, so 7.1 should last, I believe, about a minute, and a minute doesn't sound like long, but a minute is a long time. I mean, think about if you were standing in front of.
When you're in it, yeah, it seemed like it lasted
forever, right?
20 minutes.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
Think about it this way. It's all time relevant, right? If it's 1 minute, it'll go by real fast. But if you're sitting in front of a microwave waiting for something to be done, think about 1 minute counting down, and you're just sitting there waiting. That's how long this earthquake was. I mean, it was like, and when you were scared in your brain, probably time slowed down, and you guys were just, riding the wave.
Yeah, our pool was shaking, and that kind of freaked. I mean, everything in the house was moving, which I'm guessing scared the dogs even more because they're not used to pictures and blinds flying around everywhere. So that was the first one we had on 4th of July. So after that, we had all of our slip leads. We had dog crates out. We all slept downstairs because you can't get a dog, one, much less 6, from upstairs to downstairs in that amount of time. So luckily, the one that happened yesterday, we were all downstairs and kind of prepared, but we just didn't know when. But when it happened, we all just opened the back door. We just fled out to the backyard and just kind of rode it out back there.
Well, I'm so glad you're okay, John. Thank you for calling in and sharing your experience with us. And but be prepared. Be prepared that there might be another one. Again, we're talking about. They said there was only they said at first, and the lady who said this, by the way, if you see the video, she sounded like she was certain there was going to be another one. But they are saying that there is likely going to be another one. There's almost certainly going to be another small one, but we're talking about there could be a larger earthquake than what you guys just experienced because of the they released pressure, but it didn't go anywhere.
Right. And and we're preparing for that. Now my wife just watches our dogs, like, even if they have to itch behind their ear, she starts freaking out. She's dog itching its butt. We got to go.
All right. Well, hey, and now watch your dogs carefully. You have 6 earthquake detectors in your house. So in a way, you are kind of lucky. If they start playing, walk outside and take them for a walk. Just use that as kind of a warning.
Yeah, we've done it a couple times already today. So we're just, everybody stay safe, be prepared, and pray.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much. You have a great night. God bless you. Have a good night. All right?
God bless you too. Thanks, Adam.
All right. Up next, we have Kat. Let's see here. Kat, you are live on Marfoogle TV, or Marfoogle News. Sorry. Don't know which channel I'm on.
Hello.
Kat,
can you hear me?
Yes. So where are you calling from?
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Let me run past the kids so I can hear you. I am calling from Southern California. I live on an Indian reservation out here.
Okay.
And I just thought it was super strange how you mentioned something about like explosions or something like that, and it totally triggered something in my mind that a few days before the earthquake hit, me and another lady were talking on the Discord, and she had mentioned that there was going to be like some rumbles and like explosion sounds in San Diego. And then sure enough, like I was hearing them over here too. And she said like she talked to a few other people in Southern California who were hearing them. And it was just really weird sounds, like rumbling throughout the night.
So did you, and you're saying before or after or both, you heard weird booms?
No, this was like a few days before.
Well, do you think that was 4th of July, or was it different?
No. Before the 4th of July. Like this was like maybe like the weekend before, like Monday before, like it was like days before it happened. And like, it was just really strange, like rumbling sounds coming from maybe Camp Pendleton, like down over that way.
Okay. So it wasn't like explosions. It was like loud rumbling. Like, I guess you could say it wasn't typical like fireworks.
Yeah, well,
it was a low rumble.
No, yeah. It wasn't fireworks. It was rumbling. Like you could hear it like rumbling. It was really weird sounding.
So, in fact, it even says earthquake boom noise. Small, shallow earthquakes sometimes produce rumbling sounds or booms that can be heard by people who are very close to them. High-frequency vibrations from the shallow earthquake generate the booming sound. When earthquakes are deeper, those vibrations never reach the surface. So when you get a shallow earthquake, you can actually hear explosions. And it's just odd. I mean, this happened on the first big one on 4th of July. And this is 2 days after all of the governments just convened in Cobra defense meeting, this and that. A Russian sub gets damaged out of nowhere.
Exactly. And the lady that I was talking to, she's in San Diego County, which there is, a huge base out there, Camp Pendleton. And she was saying she was like, oh, here they're going to start again. And like, she almost knew like it's been happening for the past couple of nights. Like, she knew like, oh, here it's going to go. And then it would happen. And then I'm 95 miles away from her, and I heard them, and I was like, that's weird. So I don't know if maybe that lady can hear me and she can call in and talk about it, but I think that's super strange.
Well, we had tons of comments saying that they heard explosions. And, I commented on a bunch of them, and I said, well, it's 4th of July. It was 5th of July. People still have fireworks. And they were like, no, completely different. It's like a low rumble. Or it's like the whole world was growling underneath their feet. So really weird.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
It was really weird.
Well, hey, thank you, Kat. You have a beautiful night. Be safe.
You're welcome.
Be prepared, and Marf out.
All right. Bye now.
Have a good night. Up next, we have Joni. It only took a matter of time before all these folks started pouring in. Joni.
Ma, I might call you out here. I know.
Joni, you are live on Marfoogle News.
I'm off. Oh boy, my voice is ringing.
So, are you in Kern County, or are you somewhere close?
No, I'm in Long Beach, California. I just wanted to tell you we felt it.
Wow, all the way in Long Beach. So wait, let's see. Where?
Yeah, just like over almost 5 hours away, 4.6, I think.
Wow. So yeah, Long Beach is not close. People felt it in LA as well. So I mean, this is like a third of California freaking felt this. Let's see. Wait.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you the differences of the two.
Okay.
The first one, the bed swayed.
And what did the second one do?
The second one, I was by the dryer, and I thought my dryer slit, like bumped, moved, and I actually jolted.
Really?
Because I thought I got dizzy, because I just had cataract surgery. And my mom ran out, Joni, we just had another earthquake.
That's incredible. You guys are so far away from where the epicenter was.
Yep. Yeah, and I heard you say that when you said the guy was 2 miles, that you thought, 2 hours, you thought that was far. So I'm like, well, we were almost 5.
Yeah,
so I wanted you to know, that's all.
Because where you are, you're past Los Angeles from here, right? Is that correct?
Right, and I'm like 40 minutes away.
Okay, so that's really strange. Okay, well, thank you for calling in, Joni. Is there anything else you want to add?
Nope, I just love you guys, and yay, Foogle Fam. Stay together.
All right, thank you. You have a good night. Nice meeting you,
Take
Joni.
All right, bye-bye.
Up next, we have Karen. Karen calling in, let's see. Karen's from Ridgecrest. Okay, so we do have a Ridgecrest caller. Hey, Karen, you are live on Marfoogle News. You are actually from Ridgecrest, it looks.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Karen, what happened?
Well, on the not February, July 4th, getting ready to have fireworks and relax and have fun with family, and the 6.4 hit. It was just kind of really unexpected. We didn't know exactly what was going on, just trying to get our son, taken care of and outside, and everything just started moving and shaking. It just looked like somebody was jumping on our vehicles, moving our house. Everything was just, it was all kind of chaotic, and we didn't really kind of understand exactly what had happened because we hadn't felt anything in about 20 years. Me and my husband both grew up and lived in Ridgecrest our whole lives, and it's been quite a long time since we've had even just a little tiny tremor. So, try to keep our son calm and make sure he's fine. And basically, the entire town kind of shut down from that point forward. And
well, so you're, by the way, you are in a town which is basically a naval station, right? I mean, it looks like that's one of the main things there is the Naval Air Weapons Station, China Lake.
Yes.
Like are a lot of people there related to military or kind of involved in military or work for something that serves military?
Yeah, for the most part, most of the residents that live here are Navy and other military forces and stuff. And I work on base there as a janitor, so it's mostly retired and stuff. And the only other really big thing that we have is the hospital. So when the hospital kind of closed down, because of the emergency, having to evacuate people, it was pretty scary to see.
So now they've evacuated the hospital, they've evacuated the Naval Air Weapons Station, correct?
Yes.
And you guys, so you know that they are saying that there's an actual bigger chance that another one could possibly hit here if this is just a legit regular earthquake. I just think it is so incredibly weird that both hit in almost the exact same spot right underneath the Naval Air Weapons Station, China Lake. That's just, and
yeah.
Now, can I ask you a question? You're from Kern County. Do you remember the false evacuation alert last year? Did you ever get that?
I don't remember that, no.
They sent it out on TV and on via text. It was right after the Hawaii alert. It was about 3 or 4 months. It was in February, it was February of 2018. And they did in Kern County there, they did a evacuation alert for the entire county. And then pulled it back almost immediately. So I just wanted to know if you were you saw that or felt that or whatever. So where were you exactly when this happened? Were you at work or were you at home or?
We were at home. We were at home getting ready to go to my brother-in-law's house for the barbecue and sit there and relax, and, have fun for the 4th of July. And we get a phone call. All of a sudden our phones are blowing up. Family members checking to make sure we're okay, and neighbors coming out and trying to make sure everybody's okay and stuff. And so we were exactly at home, just on the closer to the Walmart side, and my brother-in-law lives closer to the Navy base, so they took a hit a little bit harder than the Walmart side did. And my brother-in-law got called into work. He works on base as well.
Well, so I guess you especially right there in the epicenter need to be incredibly careful. I already know that people are saying, they're praying for you. You really need to have everything prepared more than anybody else in that state. Because it was rough, right? Now, wait. Can I ask you, did this come from below? Did you feel like this was something from underneath you? Did this feel different than other earthquakes?
It felt more like a shaking, rolling, kind of like being on a roller coaster is what it felt like for me and my son. It was so sudden. It was, we didn't really hear anything. Aftershocks, we could hear a bunch of stuff, but the actual earthquakes themselves, it was we didn't hear any warning or rumbling or anything like that. It was more like just a rolling, and then seeing everything shake as violently as it was pretty unnerving.
Did you hear any kind of audible sounds other than your house rattling?
Not that I could hear, but at the same time we were trying to keep our son calm, so I wasn't really paying that much attention to anything else.
How old was your son? Is he young or is he?
He's 6.
Oh, I could see how he was probably pretty scared, huh?
Yeah, he was. He was a little freaked out. Now he's just like, oh, another one, mommy.
Well, once you've been through it, it's a little bit different. My first big one, I made jokes out of it, but I was scared inside. I was terrified, and I was underneath the table at school, and I was legitimately scared. And then there were students next to me crying. I mean, people were so terrified, and I was terrified inside. But of course, I pretended like ride the wave, dude. When inside, I felt like like I needed an underwear change. It was horrible. So,
yeah, it's definitely what it felt like.
Well,
yeah. It's crazy.
When we experienced ours, I was a freshman in high school, and our high school teacher runs out the door, out the freaking thing, and you see him outside the window running down the street. He didn't say get under your desk, nothing. He just literally ran out and ran for his own life. Well, all of us,
oh my God,
because he was from Texas. He later apologized, but he said, I'm from Texas. I didn't know. I've been through tornadoes, everything, hurricanes, everything. He's like, earthquake, I didn't know what to do. I just ran outside. He didn't tell us what to do at all. We all, because we've, if you're in school, you've done tons of drills and stuff. We got under our tables but it was so funny, like thinking back on it, my little, 5'1" teacher just running right out the door and then running past the big window that was, just like waves. So yeah, and that was a 6 point. Some say it was as high as 6.7. So I can't imagine a 7.1. They said it was 10 times stronger than the 6.4. So that's a huge one. Was there a big difference in the two earthquakes?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the 7.1 definitely. You felt a lot of shaking and rolling, and again going outside, trying to get away from anything falling and stuff, trying to the cleanup from the first one, making sure everything was okay. It was watching all the vehicles, windows rattling. The one yesterday at the 7.1 was definitely a lot stronger.
Well, it's scary as hell. So I'm so glad you're okay. And remember, just now you guys are probably on edge. I don't have to tell you. You guys are probably right by the window or doors if you hear any kind of rattling or anything. But please be safe. Are you in a 1-story or 2-story house?
We're in a 1-story.
Well, that's actually a good thing. As far as like,
Yes.
when you think about it, if you're in a second-story building when something like that happens, if a bigger one happens, an 8.1, that's where you start to get into houses collapsing and things like that. Try to get outside and away from power lines, away from power boxes, away from any kind of electrical stuff. So I honestly thank you so much for calling in, Karen, and I'm so glad you're okay.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good night, and say hi to your family, okay?
All right, I will. Thank you.
All right, God bless. Up next, we have Wolf's Eyes. Wolf's Eyes. Let's see here. Wolf's Eyes. Wow, felt it. I'll let him tell you. Wolf's Eyes. Where did you feel this earthquake from?
From Peoria, Arizona.
Wow. Okay, so on the map, where are you from? Where are you exactly from this earthquake? Probably.
I am 549 miles away.
Holy moly. Okay, so let's zoom out here. We've got Ridgecrest is this little place right here. The only thing in it basically is a naval town. Here's Las Vegas. Oh, and then my wife's friend in Henderson felt this. So I guess, and then Arizona. And what city are you in? You don't have to tell us exactly.
Peoria.
Peoria. How do I spell that?
P as in Peter, E-O-R-I-A.
Ah, gotcha. Holy moly, you are super far away. Wow.
Yeah.
And
I was sitting in my backyard grounding.
No way. Are you kidding me?
I was. No, my pool started sloshing too.
So it was that big that your pool sloshed? I mean, what did it feel like a small earthquake? Or it
felt like a smaller one. It did not feel like a 7.1. But the fact that I felt it here, I knew it was an earthquake because I grew up in Oakland, California.
Wow! And
I was in California during the 1989 earthquake.
Wow, this is incredible! I cannot believe you are way over there too. Wow! Yeah. And how much did your pool probably didn't splash outside the pool, did it?
Yes, it did.
That's incredible. That's a lot of movement. So I've been in.
Nothing fell off of my walls though.
So that means so I've been in a 4.5 in where the pool just barely moved. So I mean, you're talking about this was 500, 600 miles away, and you actually had your pool sloshing to the point where it's splashing outside of it. That's ginormous.
Yes.
Think about that.
It was definitely felt at ground level.
That's 2 states. That's one state over, but this is over here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but just to put this into perspective, all 3 of these states, people in Las Vegas, all 3 of these states were all jiggling at the same time. This is similar to what, only way smaller than the Cascadia subduction zone, where you're going to get people feeling the same exact thing in Seattle as you are at the beginning of California. Again, if that whole thing, the Cascadia, triggers the San Andreas as well, I mean, we're talking about it's going to change the outline of our country. People talk about California falling off. I don't think it's going to fall off, but what we're talking about is a tsunami big enough to change our coastline. I'm so glad that you are not, in that close zone. I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, yeah. I also heard from another family in Kingman, Arizona. They felt it as well.
Well, thank you for letting us know that, and thank you for your testimony here.
Not a problem. I wanted to give you a heads up and let you know.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Wolf's Eyes. Nice to meet you, and you have a great night, okay?
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, be safe, be prepared. Marf out. Up next, BOD. Oh, man, don't tell me you were there. BOD, what is going on?
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good. I didn't know if it was Mrs. or Mr. BOD and her husband both watch.
We're both here. as usual.
Yeah, hey Marv.
Hey, what's going on? So, are you guys there?
Well, we're in West Covina, which we're about 120 miles away. I was driving to we have an all-inclusive pet service, and we take care of pets and grooming and all that stuff. And I was driving, and I was stopped at a light, and the car starts jumping forward, and not jumping forward, but kind of bouncing and rocking. And I'm thinking, what? I just got it fixed. And the guy next to me, I think he was Chinese, going, "Flashy, flashy." I'm like, or something, gin. Oh, gin, not gin. I go, gin? I don't even drink. What are you talking about? and I guess he was saying earthquake in Chinese, and I'm like, oh, dude, you'll get used to those if you're here long enough. But
well, so did from 120 miles away, did it feel like it was pretty big?
The car was bouncing, basically. I thought there was something wrong with the brakes because it felt like it kept lurching forward.
So you guys were so you were in the vehicle, and yeah, that's.
My mom told me in 71 when the big one hit in Sylmar that I was 2 or 3 years old, that I went running into her room and started screaming, "Do it again! Do it again!" Jumping up and down on the bed. So
you're one of those types. I see that you were like me, only you probably weren't scared. See, I was ride the wave dude kind of guy, but I was scared. You know, I was scared shitless.
Jumping up, bouncing around, dancing during an earthquake.
You know what trips me out a little bit is if you go on YouTube and look up the earthquake stuff, you mainly only see reports from the news stations. You don't, besides like you and of course Dutch and a couple of others.
No, you don't get Dutch. You're subscribed to Dutch and you're subscribed to me. If you look, you are complete. I was just telling Dexis. He said, you know, do you want to put or I didn't put earthquake in the title, and he's like, well, you know, for SEO you should probably add earthquake. I'm like, they don't do SEO anymore. If you look up California earthquake, you see 70,000 videos from mainstream. You don't see anything from independent.
I haven't seen any personal ones.
Nothing. You don't even see like people's phone videos.
It's similar to like when the hurricane hit Dallas. You know, not a lot of personal videos.
Well,
especially after to the places, you know?
Well, you know, after the NZ event, it's like they before. So remember the Peru and the Chile earthquake last year? When you looked in Chile earthquake or Peru earthquake, it was all regular people, like no subscribers, personal handheld videos. You could go through 1 million of them. In fact, as a YouTuber, we look for those kind of videos, for the regular people videos. Nobody can live stream from their phone anymore, so people don't. Like, after the NZ event, they made it so you have to have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that pre-recorded stuff, because people always, number one thing they do is grab their phones. I remember Dutch saying, hey, you know what, you know, remember, don't just grab your phone and start videotaping, get under something hard.
Yeah, no, it's true. People forget about, hey, like, get to safety first.
I was very reassured to hear him say, hello, everybody. Yesterday was.
Yeah, and you know, I was giving warnings on the Discord before a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, that Dutch was saying something was coming. We were looking at this, we're looking at that. I watch him on a daily basis.
Well,
so,
and
he called. Did you hear? Everybody on Facebook thought I was psychic.
Did you hear what happened to Dutchsinse, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw his message on there. I'm like, oh my God! I said, you know, we're praying for you and your Mrs. Dutchsinse, and that, you know, that the truth comes out and people see what's really happening, and pray for their safety.
That comes right on the heels of them erasing like most of the stuff he's got on YouTube.
But do you notice how he got knocked off just before all this happened too? All his videos got wiped off, and they're trying to knock him off of YouTube for good.
Well, no, if you have to go to. If you go to a computer you've never been to, that's never looked up Dutch, it shows, you know, Copper Tropicals and all sorts of other people. It doesn't. I saw that, and I commented on Twitter about that. But yeah, there's a lot of things people don't want that kind of science or that kind of theory out there. So that's why I think that's why I believe.
Yeah, until the truth are getting silenced.
Yeah.
Yep. Well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I just think that you guys aren't. Yeah, you know, I pray that it never happens, but
because they don't know about Ryland.
Hey, well, BOD, Mr. BOD, give me give me something earthquake related in Darth Vader voice, please.
Oh, earthquake related in Darth Vader's voice.
There's a whole lot of shaking going on.
Well, you just ended the show, so thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in and letting us know.
And tell Donna, I think she's listening. Tell her that the Sean Connery's for her. Or you don't have to tell her. She probably heard it. Thank you so much.
All right, you have a beautiful night.
All right, you too. God
I
bless.
love you guys. You guys be careful over there.
And congrats on the baby.
Yes,
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. We gotta hang out. We gotta come. I gotta come down there and hang out with you guys. All right, have a good night. Be safe.
Hey, let us know, man. We're up for it.
Oh, I know you are. All right, goodbye, guys. I am dead serious. Like, you guys, I want. Me and my wife will go out and hang out. Hello, you are live on Marfoogle TV or Marfoogle News. Sorry, what's going on?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. So you are Maggie.
I think I'm the last caller in, and I've been I'm a native Southern Californian, and I never thought I'd be on a call-in show about earthquakes, even though I've felt every major one throughout my life.
Well, no, so you felt a lot. What did this feel like? Did this feel different? Some people are saying it felt different.
I'm about 80 miles southwest of Ridgecrest, and on July 4th at 10:15 or whatever it was in the morning, there was a couple firsts. It was the first time I've ever been outside during an earthquake, and that particular one rolled, and it was very long. So as a native Californian and native to earthquakes, when they go that long, you're expecting the big jolt, but that didn't happen. It just rolled and rolled and rolled like you were on logs. Okay, so everything was going sideways and kind of like you're in a fun house, you know.
Well, so what you're saying though is, because you've been through a lot of them, is there's the rolls, the rolls, and then the jolt, which is usually the movement, right? But they say that this rolled and rolled and rolled, but it released pressure, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, I think
correct. And I'm a Dutch follower as well. And typically, you know, when you feel that jolt, there's something releasing, and I guess this one's not releasing. So not the following night, but last night, it was about 8:15. We were outdoors. We were barbecuing. And it hit, again, obviously, that one was back and forth. So it was moving back and forth, north to south. So it was a shaker, you know. Again, it wasn't jolting, but it was shaking. And so you get really used to the movements of it. And that one lasted pretty long. Right now, really what we're anticipating is something larger now, like within the next 5 days. And that's kind of like a Dutchsinse, you know, it's kind of like the watch alarm. 5 days, give it 5 days. And but the USGS is also predicting 1 in 20, something greater than 7.1. So we're just prepared. That's all. You just got to prepare.
Well, it's actually 1 in 10 now. They just upped it to 11%. So it's actually, it's worse. It was at 5%, then the 7.1 happened. Now they say because of that, it is actually up to about 11%, so about a 1 in 10 chance that this you know, we could even have a bigger one. A 50-50 chance of a 5.0 or above, even a 6.0. And then they basically said it was almost a certainty that there will be at least 5 magnitude aftershocks. So be careful.
And that makes sense. Just to give you an idea where I'm at, that 7.1 felt like about a 5 point here, which is pretty good. You know, everything shakes. Some things come off the walls. You know, whatever. But I think the most important thing here, just like you, is just tell people be prepared. You know, and we're watching the earthquake forecasting. Dutch, I know he's been off today a little bit, but you know, he's probably busy.
Well, they had a scare of a lifetime, so I don't blame him. Well,
yeah,
Maggie, I hope that you stay safe, even though you're 80 miles away. You obviously 500, 600 miles away. They felt this, so you're actually not as far as you think away.
I have family all over California, you know, up north, in LA, everybody's feeling it. So just everybody stay safe, be prepared, get to the stores before they can't open their doors. You know what I'm saying? Just be prepared.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Maggie. Pray for you to be safe.
Thanks for everything that you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We work hard to try to, you know, make this something watchable. So.
Yeah, well, it's not only watchable, but it's good information for people, and you know, much needed.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. You have a great night, Maggie, and nice meeting you. Big deal too is all of the information we talked about, all of the different articles that we did today. Just to show you one more time, MARFOOGLEnews.com. You can sign up for our alerts. This is a big deal. So if anything is about to hit the fan, we have more on the military side, heads up. So if something is going to go down, we will try to let you know as soon as possible. With earthquakes, unfortunately, we have no way to predict that. I personally have someone that is, can't really talk much about, but they said that at FEMA, this is somebody who is a consultant between the military and the Army, or the military and FEMA. This is somebody who is literally the gap between them, says that they expected the Cascadia subduction 2 years ago. And that was probably about a year ago, year and a half. So you're talking about it should have happened already. Now, when talking about the Cascadia, it can go at any minute. And this is something that happens every 240 years on average. It's been 319. The last one was in the year 1700. It's 2019. That's 319 years. On average, every 240 for as long as they can go back. That means we are overdue by nearly 80 years. So people need to be prepared, especially when there's this much jolting in action. That can kick into something bigger. We just had action on the Cascadia subduction zone right in the middle, right outside of Oregon. We had a 6.1, which is a very large earthquake up in Vancouver. And now we had these large ones. Is this the beginning of the rip of the Cascadia? Is this going to jolt the very beginning up at the top of California and rip it from that side? Or is it going to come down from Vancouver down? We don't know. But all these people saying, oh, it's probably going to happen 100 years. No. They are preparing like it's going to happen tomorrow. That's why you see huge hovercraft pulling up into different parts of Oregon like on a regular basis now. They are drilling constantly. Military have been focused on Cascadia. We've had Rip Curl, other folks call in about the military. They are all preparing for this. So people need to prepare. Do not depend on somebody else. As far as that goes, we are trying to do as much as we can to get the information out on different things like this. We are trying to expand, get more people involved. If you guys do want to help the channel, we only work with 3 different products that we believe in. You can support us by doing these. EMP Shield is contracted by the government to actually supply their devices to military installations. In fact, the inventor and owner, he could have retired alone off of his military contract. As you guys know, DT, Commander-in-Chief, just signed a bill hardening our grid. These are the folks that they are using to do that, or part of that. In fact, the EMP Resilience Report talks about this product directly. So this is somebody, it was amazing that they would work with us. They are directly working with the Foogle Fam and trying to get people prepared and get these in their houses. It is the world's first and only military-tested EMP protection device for not only your car. You can get one for your home. You can get one for your RV. You can get one for your generator. So imagining EMP knocks everybody's electricity out, you start your generator up like it's nothing. Not only that, it can go through multiple EMPs. And not only that, it provides complete and tested protection from electromagnetic pulse, which is EMPs. They tested it up to 43 times before they gave up. and coronal mass ejection. So if a natural solar flare CME happens and knocks out everybody's power, your car is going to run if you have one in your car. Your house, you're going to start all of your devices plugged in, and your RV, your whatever you have this hooked up to, it actually protects up to 250 linear feet away from the device. So that means it can cover 3 stories as long as it's within 250 feet of the device, not 250 square feet, linear feet. This will save lives, I guarantee it. So, and it has 100% guaranteed protection against lightning. So if lightning hits your house, this thing is going to stop that from damaging things. Things aren't going to catch fire, go crazy, all that. And all other forms of power surges. Andrew and all the rest of the team from EMP Shield, they are actively involved in our Discord and in our in prep. Andrew used to do a YouTube channel himself. These guys are more in this league than anybody. Like, they literally care about the people in this group. So that's why I care about this. This is 100% proven to literally protect you against something that we have all feared for years. You can save $50 with the promo code MARF. You can go, and that's on each device too, marfooglenews.com/EMP. So yes, definitely something to look into. And then they are still doing the giveaway. These are not exactly, cheap. These are devices that are permanent protection from EMPs. You can also win them as well. You have 20 ways to enter, including we made sure that there was many different ways. In fact, you can even subscribe to Homegrown through this website, and that will actually help your chances of winning. Over 20 ways to enter, including daily entries. Again, you have home, vehicle, camper, and generator. Go to marfooglenews.com/contest. You have to enter through that to do the 20 different ways, and again, daily ones. And then you can actually pick the device you want. And let's see here. Just to get through the rest, Foogle Fam, you can all see the Earthing movie. This is a full-length feature film. So this is something that just released on the 23rd at a red carpet event. Clint Ober himself, the man behind this, did an interview with us a few weeks ago. He's the man behind Grounding, what that lady was just talking about, which is funny enough. And he is the owner of all of these things as well. He is behind the documentary. It is a science that literally will blow your mind away. You have to watch this to understand. Go to marfooglenews.com/groundtherapy. And then if you want to do the products, if you want to help the channel, we get a commission. I'm always very transparent. If anything helps our group grow, then I will tell you. If you get these, I believe not only will it help me. There's sleeping pads. Basically, grounding is something you can do for free. You can stand out in your yard and do grounding, ground therapy. But if you don't want to stand in your yard all day and be connected with Earth and have everything grounded, just like your electricity, you can actually get different products like the patches or even the bed mat. That's what I have. I sleep on it every night. It's plugged into the wall, and basically it's a grounded, your skin touches it. Once it touches it, you could touch somebody and they will be grounded. It's crazy that you can scientifically 21 studies, medical studies behind this. So it's amazing. You would never think it. It decreases inflammation, pain, attention span, increases in autistic kids. That's how I found out about this. It reduces stress. It improves mood. It improves sleep. Most of all, I go to sleep at 5, 6 a.m. I will wake up at basically 9 to 11 every single day, depending on the hour I go to sleep. It's crazy. And it improves your digestion. Go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. If you don't believe me, ask any of the Foogle Fam members that already do this. People have been doing this for decades. I had no idea how many people did this until I started working with Clint. So anyways, that helps our channel. We are trying to grow. We are trying to reach 1 million people this year. We are trying to get this group so strong that we have factions in every city that we can actually prepare for a device. We're not going to depend on other folks. We're not going to depend on somebody else to protect us. We're going to depend on us. And through that, we have to grow. Through that, basically, it's a fact. Unfortunately, we have to play the game with money as well. So we never ask for donations. You do not have to donate. By the way, anybody who did the super chat through this channel, I apologize. I have no way of seeing it. I'm going to look through whoever did that, and I will shout you out on the next Marfoogle TV show. which might not be tonight. We're going to try to get it together. Otherwise, there will be a show Sunday, tomorrow, which is normally a day off. So thank you guys. I hope you all stay safe, be prepared, and Dex, say your goodbyes. We all love you. Distance away, you felt. Wait a second here. Dex, you there?
I am here, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yes. So I just wanted you to do your bow.
Goodbye, everybody. Absolutely. Well, I want to say, God bless everybody in California, and we're praying and thinking of them. And I hope everything is safe and well, and they prepare and protect one another.
Well, thank you, Dex, for screening. And like we said, all of these articles plus more are on the website. Just to show you real quick, this is super easy to do. MARFOOGLEnews.com, and then you will actually see this thumbnail right here. It's going to be already loaded up here. The aftermath, or is it? Dutchsinse swatted, ? When you click on this, in fact, since we are still live, this is what you can do for any show. So if you see us live, you can actually go to our website and click on it through that, and you will actually be able to watch it live. And if you have some other device that lets you multitask, you will be able to go down here, and these are all the tweets, every little piece of information that was on this show. So this takes a lot of time for us to do, so please utilize it and get as much information as you can from this service. This is free, completely free to you guys. So please take advantage of it. Again, you can join Discord alerts, which I'm going to play the thing for. You guys have a great night. Peace out. Love you all. Foogle Fam for life.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to MARFOOGLEnews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.